Oh, again, Bonnie, thank you for your testimony of demonstration. Rev Deb, thank you for grounding us in that beautiful meditation and opening prayer. Mm. So that song is called I Need You to Survive by Hezekiah Walker, if you're not familiar with it. And I thought it was the perfect song to ground us in our message today. Love thy neighbor. As we continue on our journey this month in the theme, Love Out Loud. So in the newsletter, I shared a Bible verse from Mark 12:31. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these. And Ernest Holmes echoes this verse in his book, The Hidden Power of the Bible. He writes, owe no man anything but to love one another, for he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law. And that's from Romans 13:10. So to love thy neighbor is to be in alignment with the law. It is to fulfill the universal principle of oneness. So our vision that we shared with each other is we envision a world without separation that is rooted in oneness. We stand in and as the principle of oneness. The other piece to this principle is that we shall love ourselves also. Love yourself as your neighbor. So last Sunday, the message was, I love myself so much. Y'all remember that? And we shared how we will demonstrate the love that we have for ourselves as a loving practice. And we each wrote down 5 loving practices that we can do or that we currently do as a demonstration of loving ourselves, not just a little bit, but so much, right? So just by show of hands, or you can put it in the comments or on Facebook, did you do at least one of those practices that you wrote down? I see you, Roxanne, shaking your head. Show of hands, did you do at least one of those loving practices that you wrote down? Okay, I see some hands. I see your hand. Yes, Roxanne. I see some of you. I'm looking on Facebook. I love myself so much that and then you filled in the blank. So I'm going to keep checking in with you because we're going to continue that practice for at least the rest of the year, because it's so important that we love ourselves so much, because that love that we have for ourselves spills over to our neighbor. You can't give from an empty glass. So we have to fill ourselves up so much with the love that we get to share it with our neighbor. So loving ourselves, loving our neighbors as ourselves. I was really sitting with that the last couple of days. Do I really love my neighbors as myself? You know, I grew up in a Pentecostal church and they would say, tell the truth and shame the devil. So I'm going to tell the truth sometimes. Sometimes when I'm stressed, when I feel like I have too much on my plate, I'm not thinking about my neighbor. I'm thinking about just getting through this day, right? And then I get to remember again, I love myself so much that I'm going to meditate twice today. I love myself so much that I get to do whatever those things are that fills us up so that I can love my neighbor truly as myself. The word says you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Some of us, y'all, may not be loving our neighbor because we are not loving ourselves. Some of us may not be connecting to others because we are not connecting to ourselves. Some of us may not be getting along with others, not playing nice in the sandbox because we are not getting along with ourselves. Some of us, not anyone here, but some of us might be in a pattern of judging almost everything our neighbor does. And who's our neighbor? Our family, our friends, our coworkers, migrants, refugees, immigrants. They are our neighbors. And we're judging them because we are in a pattern of judging ourselves. Joseph Campbell said, love thy neighbor as thyself because thy neighbor is thyself. We are one. We talk about the principle of Ubuntu. I am because you are. Love thy neighbor. There's a principle in the Mayan philosophy, Leke. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. Roxanne pronounced it for me before, but it means you are my other me. Love thy neighbor. We see no strangers here. All are welcome. So to create a world that works for everyone, which is the larger Centers for Spiritual Living's vision, everyone must be welcome. Everyone. Look at the way we treat, and I'm using the global we. Look at the way we treat our migrant sisters and brothers. It's deplorable. It's deplorable. But yet, we want to say that we are creating a world that works for everyone. So then we have to treat everyone much, much better by loving them, by demonstrating love. Bell Hooks writes in All About Love, which is our companion book this month, which I highly recommend if you don't have it, to get it and read it. All About Love by Bell Hooks. She writes, there can be no love without justice. Abuse and neglect negate love. Care and affirmation, the opposite of abuse and humiliation, are the foundation of love. And Martin Luther King said, justice at its best is power correcting everything that stands against love. We have a lot of correcting to do because there is so much in the way in which we treat each other that stands against love. We are a community of love and joy, and we get to be the examples of love thy neighbor in the way that we treat ourselves and the way that we treat each other. Not just in this community, Rockland CSL, but in the greater community out there in the world. We are one. We must stand as one because we need each other to survive. We need each other to survive. Not just human beings, nature. We need each other to survive. The very breath, my very breath is dependent upon the trees. Our very sustenance is dependent upon the bees. We are not in this alone, and we cannot survive alone. So we must love thy neighbor. We must stop humiliating, abusing, and negating the power of love. In every single interaction, we have the opportunity to show up and to show out as love. Go big or go home. And it could be something as simple as a smile, something as simple as saying, good morning. The other day I was in a building and I walked into the elevator and everybody was like this. And so here I come. Good morning, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Most of them smiled and a couple people kind of like inched away from me. And it's okay because it's strange, right? It's out of the ordinary. But we have the opportunity to shift that, to shift that. The verse in the song says, I need you, you need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Do you believe that? Like, I'm asking for real, for real. Do you believe that? So then we get to demonstrate it. We get to demonstrate it. I love this essay in Living the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. It's titled Getting Along with People. And one of the things he writes is this: I am one with God. All people are one with God. We all live in God. When I meet others, it is God in them that I meet. God individualized, God personalized, God as my friend. It's easy to show up and be loved with the people that we love. It's easy. However, it may not be so easy for us to do that with people that we may not like, that we may not agree with. But that's where we get to exercise our love muscle. Because everyone that we meet, Ernest said, everyone that we meet is God individualized, God personalized, God as my friend. Love thy neighbor. I had the most extraordinary experience at the Parliament of the World Religions in August. There were thousands of people there from all different religions and faith traditions and cultures and ethnicities and just so much more, right? It was a wonderful potpourri of the individualized expressions of God, personalized. And I was so full with this experience. But one particular thing really touched my heart, and that was being with the Sikhs. So every single day, they prepare lunch for thousands of people for free, homemade, vegetarian, delicious. Y'all hear me? Delicious food for thousands of people every single day. The only thing we had to do was show up, take off our shoes, cover our heads, and sit down, and they would serve us. We didn't have to get on a line. We sat there with people that we did not know. So I got to meet people that I would not normally have interactions with from other religions, other faith traditions, and we fellowshipped. And we were served with such love and such generosity. This is what we get to do. That is a demonstration of love thy neighbor. Those people don't know me from a paint. They don't know me, but yet they saw me as their sister. They took care of everybody the same, the same. And if you didn't tell them to stop with the food, they would just keep giving you more and more and more. And it was just so delicious. So this is what we get to do with each other, for each other, and as each other. This is what we are leaning into more fully at Rockland CSL. And we want everybody to be a part of this. Everybody. So spread the news about what's going on here at Rockland CSL, because this is what a vibrant community of love and joy is all about. And we need everybody to be love itself and to demonstrate the law. Don't break the law. Don't break. I'm going to start giving out tickets for people who break the law of love. I'm going to make citizens arrests. Imagine that. Imagine that. A whole patrol of love, just patrolling, right? Love incidents. Oh, yeah, that sounds like fun. Y'all know me, I might do it. But we get to be love, and we get to demonstrate the law. The law. Why? Why do we get to do this? Because I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Why do I need you to stand with me? Because you are important to me. I need you to survive. Why? Because I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. And Bonnie testified that God will supply every need, every need. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Each of you are important to me. I love you. I love you. And I need you to survive. Mm. So we have some love work to do, y'all. I'm gonna stop calling it homework. We got love work to do. So do something this week to demonstrate love thy neighbor. It could be something so simple. Let someone get ahead of you on a line. Just acknowledge someone's presence. Give someone a compliment. It doesn't have to cost any money. Just see each other. This is how love works, and this is the work that we get to do. So I hope you would join me, because we are the embodiment of love. So will you do your work? Will you do your love work? I want to hear about it, y'all. I want to hear about it. Yes, 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 yes. I'm going to ask y'all. Y'all know that, right? Okay. All right. Yes. Hmm. Peace and blessings, everyone. Peace and blessings.